Welcome back, friends. Michelle Borquez in the Beyond Publishing Studios. Michelle, we were talking on the break about branding. You know, a lot of new authors make horrendous branding mistakes that really hurt their brand. And they think they're just having fun and posting to Facebook, but you share some great tips. I know you've seen it all.
Yes.
We've all been guilty and have done it all. What's the advice you're giving men and women that are writing books?
Well, you know, I tell my authors, and I actually do, workshops, and I emphasize everything you do, everything you say, everything you don't say says something, right? So it's important that you remember that when you're posting. You know, sometimes we just get crazy. We'll get mad at somebody on the street, and we post this rant. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And
because that's the rant people will remember when they go to hire you, right?
Yeah, right. Well, it's just nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, once in a while, if you make a mistake, it's not going to matter.
So you mean life is always glorious and glowing and perfect, right? Just like, well, we're perfect, everything's good. Go rent the Ferrari and the Lamborghini.
Well, I think people, social media is a place where people want to be encouraged. I mean, bottom line. And when you look at the posts that really work, it's the ones that are encouraging, or stories. I have posted so many stories, and people will say, "Oh, you should only post 2 to 3 lines." I mean, I post long posts, and I get hundreds of people that like it.
You've got 100,000 fans on Facebook. I mean, you've got Facebook lets you go long, right?
Yeah, they do. Just for me. They actually created a page
just for you.
me. Yeah.
Just for you. And actually, that's her new book. It's just all her Facebook posts.
Just for you. Yeah. That's my new book.
You could read them for free, or you could buy the book for $20 from Beyond Publishing. So.
Exactly.
We're going to be sharing this video, by the way, just see how much traffic we get. It's so much fun, right?
Yeah.
One thing I like, too, about when people on your page or your personal or your fan pages comment, you react.
Yeah,
you don't
I
ignore
respond.
them.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of times these pages, especially that are ministries that are bigger, they don't respond, and they just let them keep flowing. I can't respond to everything because it would take me days and days. But I really try to get in there when I can, and it surprises people. Like, they'll be like, "Oh, she actually responded."
You can have an assistant. You can have one of your kids. You're paying your kids to do it or whatever.
Yeah, be careful with that.
That's another video for another day. But it's just that personal touch. I mean, if you have 500,000 fans and you're commenting and thanking people for tuning into a webinar or their comments on buying the book or a 5-star review on Amazon, it means a lot.
And it's important to be very authentic, and I think people can sense when you're genuine. Again, I spoke earlier about this on another show, but you really want to make sure that what you're saying, if you're testing stuff and it's not being shared or people aren't commenting, you're not posting the right stuff. And so it's really important that you do post the right things, and that and encouragement, stories.
You got to know your audience. That's really important there, and understand the demographic of your writing, and as you're writing your manuscript, who are you called to serve? Who are you called to help? And you've got to know what they're thinking, where they live, what their psychographic information is. Maybe even we'll talk about Facebook ads, how to leverage Facebook ads to get the most leverage and get in more people's news feeds and to get more impressions. But as far as branding mistakes, how often should an author do new photos? How often should an author update their brand with their image and everything?
Yeah, well, as you know, we've had this conversation.
We're going to photo shoot right after this video shoot. So.
All my authors, I'm like, get fresh photos every 3 to 4 months, because really you only use them. I mean, when you're doing what we're doing, and when you're out there speaking, or you're out there, people are asking me for my photo all the time.
Right.
So I want to have it ready. You don't want to be like, well, I need to do a photo shoot.
What about the 20-year-old glamour shot photo with the 80s hairdo? I mean, those are really cool, right?
Make sure it's updated so that when they meet you, they're not like, oh, you don't look like your photo.
It's kind of sketchy.
And don't use those heavy editing things, You want to be real.
Be a little real.
Yeah, there's some heavy editing apps out there.
Right there, maybe. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, and you can look like a Barbie doll, basically. I mean, you want to be real. People want the real deal. They don't want you to look like you're plastic.
We all want our stories to go viral, but they've got to be authentic to go viral, right?
Me too. They have to touch somebody's heart, and I think
not
if you
depress
are yourself, And do not
If you're having a
text
bad
me.
day, it's like one of my friends recently. I saw on his Facebook. He said my friends finally took my phone away and said no drunk texting. He's not allowed to text after 11 if he's been drinking with friends. So there you go.
That's a good rule.
It's good advice. Don't
That's
text
great.
and drive.
There's your $1
a lot of
million
things.
advice right there.
Michelle, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah,
More great advice
absolutely.
coming from what we've got coming for you soon. So stay tuned. More with Michelle.
Yeah, thanks.
Hashtag more with Michelle.